Hello, Namaskar. I welcome you all to Educandor. I hope you all are doing great. So today we'll be discussing about those mistakes that students make while drafting SOPs, essays, or any other kind of personal statement. So it's my request to you, avoid these mistakes at all cost. It's a 100% guarantee that your essay will fail if you repeat these mistakes. So let's talk about these 18 mistakes, and also there's one bonus point at the last of this video. Don't miss it. So my name is Shantanu Singh. I am your digital admission coach. Let's move ahead. So the first mistake is trying to be someone else. This may sound very obvious, and well it is, but you would be very surprised at how many students doesn't heed this simple piece of advice. A lot of students think that they need to be who the admissions officers want them to be. But in reality, the admissions officers want you to be you. This point is very important. They aren't looking for a perfect student who is committed to every subject area, volunteers wholeheartedly for every cause, plays multiple sports with aptitude, and has no faults. Instead, they want to learn about the true you. Present yourself in an honest way, and you will find it much easier to write an essay about your genuine thoughts and feeling. This is very important point. Let's move ahead and look into the second point. So the second point is choosing a topic that sounds good but that you don't care about. Many students think that colleges seek students who have performed a lot of community services. And it is true that colleges value contribution to your community. However, this doesn't mean that you must write about community service, especially when it's not something that has played a major role for you. The same holds true for any other topic. It's critical that you select a topic that's meaningful to you, because you will be able to write about the topic in a complete and personal way. The third point is not thinking before writing. You should spend as much time thinking about what you will write as actually putting words on paper. This will help you weed out the topics that just don't go anywhere. Determine which topic has the greatest pull for you and figure out exactly what you want to say. It can help to talk yourself through your essay aloud or discuss your thoughts with a parent, teacher, or friends. The other person may see an angle or a flow that you don't. Let's move ahead. The fourth point is not sharing something about yourself. As you know, the main purpose of the admissions essay is to impact something about yourself that's not found in the application. Still, many students forget this, especially when writing about a topic such as a person's they would like to meet, or a favorite book or piece of literature. In these cases, they may write so much about why they admire the person or the plot of the book that they forget to show the connection to themselves. Always ask yourself if you are letting the admission officers know something about yourself through your essay. The next mistake, forgetting who your readers are. Naturally, you speak differently to your friends than your teachers. When it comes to the essay, some applicants especially address the admissions officers with a too friendly high five instead of a handshake. In other words, it's important to be yourself in the essay, but you should remember that the admissions officers are adults and not your peers. The essay should be comfortable but not too informal. Remember that adults generally have a more conservative view of what's funny and what's appropriate. The best way to make sure you're hitting the right tone is to ask an adult to read your essay and give you a proper feedback. The sixth mistake, tackling too much of your life. Because the essay offers a few hundred words to write about an aspect of your life, some students think that they need to cram in as many aspects of their life as possible. This is not the approach we recommend. An essay of 500 to 800 words doesn't afford you the space to write about your 10 greatest accomplishments since birth or about something that you did during your 3-week summer programs in Mumbai. Rather, the space can probably fit 1 or 2 accomplishments or 1 or 2 experiences from the summer programs. Instead of trying to share your whole life, share what we call a slice of your life. By doing so, you will give your essay focus and you will have the space to cover the topic in a greater depth. Let's move to the 7th point. 7th point, having a boring introduction. Students have stated their essay by repeating the question asked and even stating their names. This does little to grab the attention of the admission officers. Sure, they will read the whole essay, but it always helps to have a good start. Think about how you can describe a situation that you were in. convey something that you strongly believe in, or share an anecdote that might not be expected. An introduction won't make or break your essay, but it can start you off in the right direction. Eighth point, not being specific. If you think about some of the best stories you have been told, the ones that you remember the most are probably filled with details. The storytellers may have conveyed that he or she thought, felt, heard, or saw. From the information imparted, you may have felt like you were there, or you may have developed a mental image of the situation. This is precisely the experience that you would like the admission officers to have when reading your essay. The key to being memorable is providing as many details as possible. What thoughts were going through your minds? What did you see or hear? What were you feeling during the times? Details help bring the admission officers into your mind to feel your stories. 9th point, not having a connection with the application form. While you don't want to repeat information from the application form verbatim in your essay, it's usually a good idea to have some continuity between the forms and your essay. If you write an essay about how your greatest passion in life is playing the piano and how you spend 10 hours a week practicing, this hobby should be mentioned in the application form along with any performance you have given or awards you have won. It doesn't make sense to write about how you love an activity in the essay and then to have no mention of it in the application form. Remember that the admissions officers are looking at your applications in its entirety, and they should have a complete and cohesive image of you through all the pieces, which include the application forms, essay, transcript, recommendations, and the interview as well. 10th mistake, not going deep enough. One of the best pieces of advice that we give a student is to keep asking why. As an example, let's say that you are writing an essay on organizing a canned food drive. Ask yourself why you wanted to do this. Your answer is that you wanted to help the homeless. Ask yourself why this was important to you. Your answer is that you imagined your family in this situation. You would greatly appreciate if others show compassion and help you. Why else? Because you wanted to gain hands-on experience as a leader. The point of this exercise is to realize that it's not enough to just state the facts or tell what happened, that you organized a canned food drive. What makes an essay truly compelling is explaining the why. You want the readers of your essay to understand your motivation. Keep asking yourself why until you have analyzed the situation as fully as possible. The answer you come up with are what will make your essay stronger. Let's move ahead. 11th point, not getting any feedback. Practically every article that you read in a magazine, book, or newspaper or on the internet has been edited. The reason is that writing should not be an isolated experience. You may know exactly what you want to convey into your mind, but when you put it on paper, it may not come out as clearly as it was in your mind. It helps to get feedback. Ask parents, teachers, or even friends to read and comment on your essay. They can help you identify what can be edited out, what needs to be explained better, or how you can improve your work. 12th point is getting too much feedback. Asking 1 or 2 people for feedback on essay is probably enough. If you ask more than that, you may lose the focus of your writing. Having too many editors dilute your work because everyone has a different opinion. If you try to incorporate all the opinions, your essay will no longer sound like you. 13th point, trying to be extraordinarily different. There are some people who are extraordinarily different, but the truth is that most of us aren't. What's more important than conveying yourself as the most unique person at your school is that you demonstrate self-analysis, growth, or insight. 14th point, forcing humor. You have probably seen at least one stand-up comedy on TV or one monologue by any comedian with a joke that fell flat. Maybe you give it an unassumed expression. Keep in mind that the joke on TV are written by a professional writer who earn large salaries to be funny. Now remember that the great majority of us are not headed down this career path. What this means is that you should not force humor into your essay. If you are a funny writer, then by all means, inject some humor. Just be sure to ask an adult or two to read the essay to see if they agree with you that it is funny. If you are not humorous, then it's okay. You don't need to force it. 15th mistake, writing the essay the night before it's due. Almost every student has done it, waited until the last minute to write a paper or do a project. Sometimes it comes out all right, but sometimes not so much. It is not wise to procrastinate when it's come to writing a college admissions essay. It's take time. Even if you are able to write an essay the night before it's due, it's still better not to. The best essay marinates. Their authors write, take some time away from it and then return to it later with a fresh mind. 16th point, failing the thumb test. As you are writing your essay, place your thumb over your name. Could you put another name at the top because it could be easily written by many other students? Or is the essay personal to you so that basically yours is the only name that could be at the top? If you fail the thumb test, it's time to rethink the topic or your approach to it. You want your essay to be unique to you. 17th point, forgetting to proofread. Some students put the wrong college name in their essay, a mistake that could easily be avoided by proofreading. Many more students have spelling, grammatical or punctuation errors. While these type of errors usually aren't completely detrimental, they can be distracting at best and be assigned to the admission officers that you are careless or not serious about their college at worst. Avoid this by not only using your computer's spell check, but by asking someone else to help proofread your essay. Twice is always better and thrice is always best. 18th mistake, not writing to the specific college. In addition to learning about you, admissions officers also hope to learn how you would fit into their college. Be as specific as possible about a college, especially if you're writing an essay about why would you like to attend that particular college. Explain one or two things about the school that make it the best one for you. Make sure that what you're writing is not so general that it could be easily said about any other college. Now let's talk about one bonus point, that is not spending time on the rest of your application. Remember that the essay is one piece of the application. It can certainly help your chance of being accepted, but you need to have everything else in place as well. Sure, it takes time to work on application form, recommendation letter and interview, but you're taking action now that will affect the next 4 years of your life and beyond it. It's worth the effort. That's all. Thank you so much for watching us. I hope that you love this video. If your answer is yes, then don't forget to share, like and subscribe Educandor and also share it with your friends and family members. Thank you so much. This is Shantanu Singh signing off.